Hello, it's Ebony Green Living here, and I am here to just talk about why I homeschool. I was contacted by a sweet mama over on Instagram, Homeschooling in the D, and she asked me if I would just share why I homeschool. So thank you if you see this for inviting me and asking me to participate. I'm always honored and excited when anybody thinks about me and asks me to participate in anything or just to make a specific video. So I think what I want to do for this video is just kind of quickly tell the reasons why I homeschool, and then I can just kind of come back and get into a little more detail on what my journey has been like with my children and what life has been like with me, kind of like a timeline from when I was in school, in elementary to middle to high to college, and then post-college when I was thinking about becoming a teacher, because I already had my associates and I had all of my prereqs to get my bachelor's, and I started substituting and I was like, this is not for me. So I just want to start off by saying I love my children, and I always knew that I wanted to have a lot of children and be a first lady. So I would always say growing up, I'm gonna have a lot of kids, I'm gonna be a first lady. So I just truly love them, and I'm so thankful for the gifts that they are. I really wanted to promote unity, just love, and just togetherness in my family. And I feel like homeschooling is a great way to do that, since they're here with each other. I really want fond memories and good foods that we make together to be a memory that's really ingrained in them. I want that to be something that they forever remember and just appreciate, because I know I remember making different goodies with my grandmother, and it was really special to me. I also wanted to be able to customize the curriculums for each of my children. They have all different types of learning style. Two of them learn hands-on, one of them learn by hearing, one learns by seeing, one's a melancholic, one's sangrian. So there's just a lot of different personalities that we have. We have a lot of strong personalities in my household. I'm a Leo. I've got two babies born in April, two born in September. My husband and one of my children are born in December. So just a lot of personalities and a lot of different needs. And I like that I'm able to customize that by being their teacher. I didn't want them spending their entire day away. If you think about it, here, the public school students get on the bus about 8:30. They get off the bus at about 4 o'clock. If you think about that, that's homework, that's baths and dinner, and basically they're right in bed. So you're not spending any time with them, or definitely not a lot of them. And I just knew that I didn't want to have children to send them away for 2/3 of the day, or pretty much the whole day. I didn't want that. Bullying is out of control. It really is, and I have been bullied, and I'll share that later. But most importantly, I just really wanted God to be the center of their learning and of our home. And so for me, faith was a really big part in that. When I had my oldest, who's now 12, I could just see that he was a very beautiful child, and he wanted things a certain way, and he thrived when things were a certain way. I remember feeding him when he was little, and he would fuss if even just a little bit of food got on him, and I thought, oh my goodness, whose child is this? He was just very particular. And so now people always call him a little professor. He has a style and class all of his own. He definitely belongs to royalty, and he's definitely going to be rich later on in life. But when he was 2 and 3, I remember I had a circle time set up for him and everything. So when pre-K came, I sent him, but there were a lot of things I didn't like. And when it came time for him to attend kindergarten, it was very clear to me that it was not going to work. He was getting in trouble every day. He was getting notes every day that he wasn't paying attention. He already knew the things, and he was bored, and they were not engaging him. And one day I remember he just came home just sobbing. And I remember he was just saying, why am I not like everybody else? And that really, really hurt me. It broke my heart. And I was like, oh, but baby, you're beautiful. And he was hating himself and hating school. And this is what he's telling me. And he's a 5-year-old telling me this. And I did what any mother that would do. I pulled him and I said, this is it. I wanted my children to have a childhood that they didn't need to spend the rest of their life trying to heal from and get over, one that set them up for success in every way possible. I personally felt the call to homeschool. I didn't know anyone who did it. I definitely didn't know anybody who looked like me. I just knew that a part of me wanted to be a teacher. And I just knew, again, I wanted to have lots of kids. In fact, I wanted to have 10 kids. I loved learning growing up. It was amazing to me. And I just remember before I left elementary school, I had read about 75% of all the books in the library. So my elementary school years were okay. I did have some problems with the teachers. I honestly was just kind of getting into trouble in class clown because I knew it. I knew the work wasn't really challenging, and I just wanted to have fun and socialize and play, and I needed a little help. But anyway, I knew that I didn't have the best experience with school, and I'll share a little bit of that with you. My public middle and high school was huge. It was a lot of people. There was maybe 20 or so, 10, 20 elementary schools, and they all dumped into just one middle and just one high school. And I was bullied the entire middle and high school years. I was teased because I was too pretty, I was too light, I was a goody two-shoe, I acted white, I talked it white. It was just really, really hard for me. That's what I got from the girls, and the boys just wanted to touch on my butt. That's really what it was, and that's what it boiled down to. I couldn't focus, and for some reason I felt like I just couldn't stay away from people who meant me no good. My attitude was that God will take care of me and everything will be fine. So I did a lot of smiling on the outside, but a lot of crying on the inside. My teachers were hard on me, and I felt like they were harder on me than some of my peers that maybe had a different skin type than me, or that maybe had more finances than maybe I had. But they allowed me to be bullied, even in their classrooms, and they didn't say anything. They didn't say anything to the other children, and they would hear them making remarks and comments, and they didn't say anything. And I just felt like they failed me. I didn't feel that was appropriate as a teacher to allow that to go on in their classrooms. So I honestly, most of my issues stem from the jealousy that others had towards me. But I just didn't like public school. I did not enjoy it. A lot of what I learned was forgotten. Now, I did make B's and C's, but I didn't even try, and I really didn't put forth that much of an effort. I just wanted to graduate and get away from that place and start my own life, and that's exactly what I did. I went ahead to college. I did well. I loved every bit of it. And then fast forwarded back to my son, I just knew that I don't want to say it was repeating the same pattern, but I didn't want those experiences for him. And I felt like if I could try, then why not? I felt like it'd be worth it to take the chance and to take the risk. I honestly was surprised at like how little support that I received from my family. A lot of them talked about me. They judged me. They didn't agree with my decision, and they made it known and they made it clear. And that's okay. So I say that to say the motivation came from within me. And then other YouTube moms to give me inspiration and stuff. I think the hardest thing for me was what worked for one child didn't necessarily work for the next child, and that's where I kind of started off with the different learning styles. And not only do they have their own learning style, but I have my own teaching style as well. So I am constantly shifting, reevaluating, starting over in a way of using the various methods. It's been a journey. I do it all, and that's to incorporate all 5 of my kids into what it is that I'm doing. So it truly is customized. But I substitute for my local school system, and it was a nightmare. The kids knew more about sex, drugs, and other inappropriate stuff than even I knew in a lot of areas. And once I was even cornered in the high school when I was substituting for the high school because they thought I was hot. And so I just felt like I didn't go back. But I just felt like even though I've made some mistakes and I haven't been the perfect homeschool mom, and actually I haven't been a perfect mom, if I be honest with you, definitely not. But it can't be any worse than that, especially for the school district in which we are zone 4. They would be going to schools with the lowest test scores, with the highest crime rate, and I just don't want that for them, because I know there's potential and greatness in them. So I really just aim for happy memories, laughter, reading books for them, games, joy, and just a loving home, a place that they can feel comfortable and safe. And I am just enjoying them now while I can, because the time really does fly so fast. My oldest is 12. My next is about to turn 9 in just a few weeks. I have 6-year-olds, then I have a 4-year-old, and I almost can't even pick up my 4-year-old anymore. So every time I'm able to pick him up that one last time, I feel so awesome and just so blessed, because the time is just going. And you guys know about my whole journey with baby K. Baby K's 2. She knows all of her letters. Every now and then she gets maybe one mixed up. She knows her numbers from 1 through 20. She knows so much, and I just cannot imagine someone else raising her or any of them. I do have some challenges. One of my children does have he's what we call one of our beautiful children. He is a beautiful person with a beautiful mind, heart, soul, and spirit, and so very challenging sensory issues and just overstimulation and various things. But even with that, we're making it. We're making it. We're doing the best that we can. We are trying and giving our best daily. That's what I ask of the kids, and that's what I give of myself. And so I would not trade this homeschooling journey. I wouldn't trade my experiences. I wouldn't trade this decision. I've been homeschooling. I pulled my son out, I think, on the first month of kindergarten, and I've homeschooled him all the way up until now. He's in 6th grade, so I've only got about 6 years to go. We've been doing classical conversations as pretty much our spine, and then I'll come back and I'll talk about all the things that we do and how we just kind of make it all work. But when he's in high school, finishing up high school, he'll also be getting some college credits, and so I'm really excited about that as well. So I am setting them up for success. It's work on my part, it's sacrifices on my part, but it's worth it, and I absolutely love my children. I love being home with them. I love being able to read to them and to bake and to cook with them. And if you guys want to see more of what we do, I have a whole page, album dedicated over on YouTube. Excuse me, not YouTube, on Facebook. It's late here, sorry. And that's under Christy Hawkins /Ethnic Green Living. And then I have a Instagram page, so you can follow us there. We're there daily, more than here, because this takes a little more time. But you can see what we're doing. You can see the journey. You can see the different room setups I've had. You can see what it is that I'm using. Homeschooling is such a gift, and it's one that I don't take lightly. I am overjoyed that I have the ability to teach my children, and that I have the ability to inspire so many of you. I know people homeschool for different reasons, but this is just why I homeschool. I just wanted to share a little bit of my journey. I just wanted to share what I love about it, and I just wanted to respond. So hopefully you guys like this video. Give me a thumbs up, and then come back and stay tuned and see what else is new and coming to the channel. And then just leave me in the comments while you guys homeschool, if you homeschool, and I just want to remind you guys, my motto is always, you can do a lot with a little. It doesn't take much. You just need to be faithful and dedicated and committed. And with that little, you can turn it into something so big and so amazing. So until next time, blessings.